G'day there, Scotty Brizzle here, coming at you from the heart of Lismore. Now I'm just about to go meet up with my new mate and kingpin local, whose name is Murray. So Murray's been working here in Lismore since the floods. He's one of the guys spearheading a lot of the building operations here in Lismore. Murray has seen firsthand what the modernisation of buildings and building materials has done to a town like Lismore that's built to flood. You know, this place was built to flood. Now all this modern building material is just falling away, exposing the original that's been there for 100 years and is fine. Anyway, let's go have a chat to Murray, hey? All right, I'm here with the local legend, Murray, who's been pretty much in every building in Lismore.
I've got the keys to the city.
You got the keys to the city.
I'm a set finisher by trade. I'm supposed to do movie sets and TV sets, but I've had clients who own quite a few buildings in town here. They've asked me to come in and give a hand and work out a process and that, and I go, look, we waterproof it.
Yeah.
Like, it's been picked up by the state government and they really want this to happen in Lismore. In the air is a grant for $50,000 for every building that has waterproofing.
Wow, and that's the grant that you were pushing on?
Yeah, and we're just waiting for Janelle to declare it, and then away we go.
Because you've been working pretty much 7 days a week since the floods hit.
Well, I got in the week before Easter. Because the buildings aren't drying fast enough for us. We've got mould problems and that, so we've still got a lot of cleaning down to do. All the air conditioners were all buggered, so they've all had to come out after the debris gone again.
Yeah.
We've still got more buildings that have to be stripped out. I'll take you into this one here. Oh, all the tradies' entrances.
Yeah, you know the little secret spots.
The buildings are stripped right back now, so we can expose the
wow.
Look at this.
Oh, look at that.
The detail on that ceiling is absolutely amazing.
So this has been covered up for basically, how long?
100 years.
100 years.
Yeah. Our modern materials, like all the suspended ceilings and chipboard and all that, it trashed the whole lot. But we have very good modern materials that we can use, like the waterproofing membrane.
Sure.
And the ones who want to put the lower ceilings back in, it's all about money. But as they cover it all up, you need air conditioning. But these buildings were built before air conditioning and they never needed it because they're double brick, they're all vented. A lot of them, you'll see, actually have skylights that go right up into the roof and that.
And they've been covered up all these bloody years.
Yep. It's a huge job, like all the CBD, and like we can't get it dry. It's just, we've had bad drying weather. We've got shops are wanting to try to force us into getting them painted and just get the shops open and that, but we can't do it because it's too wet. This wall here, it's been wet, it has been a low flood level through here, so this flood what's come through is actually all the renders fallen off this lower part. So we've got to re-render that, then we put the waterproofing membrane into it and problem solved. The water can't get back into those walls. We seal right down onto the floor, onto the tiles. A lot of the concrete slabs we're putting the sealer across the concrete as well, so the water can't store in the concrete anymore. You can see we've still got a mould problem in the buildings and that, the mould's still very active.
Sure.
So we've got to hit it hard and we're doing chlorine washes. It's the only one's going to burn the roofs out. It's a shame with this ceiling because the company what owns the building, they just want to put suspended ceilings back in again, so we're going to lose that again. So
they're going to cover this up?
Yeah. Oh. I've been trying not to. It didn't touch the ceiling here. These old ceilings, you find that they're 300 mil short of the floodwater hitting them, which means that these old ceiling heights were done off the 18 flood. That was the flood level back there, and then as we modernised it, it came off the 1974 flood level. You don't agree moving the CBD, stay where we are? How are you going to do it? We need these shops open ASAP. Move the CBD, how long is it going to be until we have shops open? It'll be years. We work with what we got. Yeah, like some have been hit harder than others.
Just waterproof today. Look at this. Incredible work. So what do we got here?
Waterproofing membrane. It's a rubber membrane. It cures lead, it cures into the render, it cures concrete cancer inside the walls that have been wet. So this is the waterproofing membrane that we put over, that's finished. Permanent solution to flooding.
So this will be going on pretty much every building in Lismore?
The ground floor, yeah. Inside, we're looking at 100 years. So
100 years?
Yeah. So
that's incredible.
Permanent thing. This is a modern material. They do it on high rises and that's things that can't be painted every 3 to 10 years. 40 years outside they say recoat it. Inside we're looking at 100 years. And then it's mould checked and that mould doesn't grow on itself cleaning. You can paint anything over it you want, but it's important to get, while these walls are stripped bare, get this process done now. This is the first shop out, so...
This is the first shop here?
Yep. Exciting because we've got the first one in town done.
Yeah.
The big green one over on the other side, the Graham Centre.
Yep.
I did that 35 years ago in the same product. They said recoat them for 40 years, but it's still good. And it just needed a hose off of the floods. But like we do, all the toilets, all the wet areas, all sealed. The whole lot. There's no gaps or anything for the water to get into. It can't get in behind the walls because we used a special sealer.
What's the favourite thing or the coolest thing that you've seen, like one of these little hidden gems that have been uncovered? What's been your favourite?
This thing. It's a guillotine cut nail. It's stamped and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was found underneath the skirting in one of our oldest buildings in town.
I noticed that you pulled that out of your pocket instantly.
Buildings like this, they're not aerated. Look at the mould growing, look at the white mould growing on the wall there. We can't do them because they're still too wet. We need to put drying weather. We're just not getting it. The ground's still sodden. And things like the mould and the mildew and the lichens and the moss and that are coming back with a vengeance. We've got the dehumidifiers and everything in here trying to get it dry.
Wow.
It's important to let the buildings breathe. That's the most important thing here.
Yep.
Yeah, and if they can't breathe, we run into all sorts of problems.
And how many buildings roughly are just waiting to dry right now, just off the top of your head?
Well, I've got 43 to do.
43?
Yeah. The building I've just finished, we force dried that, but it's built out of a good material where the water didn't get into the walls. We're not doing a rebuild or a restoration of that. We're doing renovations. And that's the word we need to use for Lismore, otherwise we fall in a whole lot of other rules. That's the word we have to use, is we're renovating. We're not restoring, rebuilding, that we're renovating, which allows the building owners, us to do things like treat the lead without removing it and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
If we're renovating, there's nothing that OH&S can do or the council can do or anything that we're renovating.
You can really smell the muskiness.
Yeah, this makes people sick. We've had vertigo going off quite badly in Lismore here. We've got the gut bug in Lismore too, and it's all because of this bad air that we're breathing. The wall behind is fine. Once we peel that back, we can get the walls to dry more. We treat the mould.
So this is the modernisation of building material.
And then we go back to white cement.
And that's the original
Plastic lead base. Hi. This is the staircase. This inside all the woodwork is all cedar and rosewood. See, vented again.
High ceilings, vents,
Yeah.
lead paint.
The building's breathing. This is something that Keith won't have modern materials used in his buildings. He keeps it all traditional, and it's come off pretty much unscathed, this building.
Do you know when this building was?
130-year-old it is.
130 years old.
Yeah. I've done this one 35 years ago.
So you've already been in here?
Our flood level about here. This is where it got to.
God, man, unbelievable. We're up pretty high.
Where the ceiling's down there, down on the bottom floor, and the water didn't get to the ceilings. This building's up, and it breathes, and the water got out of here easily.
Did you have any experiences with any of the looters where it got a bit, you know?
Yeah, but like, warrior, I'll smash you, cut.
Look at this. Yeah. Look at all this detail.
We're going to force it. Yeah, I've just finished the first shot.
These little pillars.
Here's our flood level in here. So even these ceilings didn't go under. It's just beautiful. And the workmanship in here, it's an old bank. So the materials are very good, the workmanship was very good, and well designed. There's no reason to move this building. Why would you move something like this? It's so solid and yeah. And this is the highest point of Lismore here.
This is the highest point?
Yeah.
In the spot where we're at now. Look at that.
Look at the polish on these ceilings and that. It's never been redone. So that's 130-year-old, that polish, and it doesn't need doing, it just needs cleaning.
It just goes to show what original work, like how the integrity of it.
See the vents again? See up in the corner, another vent there? The buildings need to breathe, and here's a good example of what happens when the buildings do breathe. So look at these ceilings, and this is just one shot. This is a beautiful building.
Absolutely stunning.
I've already been in here and stripped the paint off, but it's gone back to the old lead base again. We put the sealer on it and then put the waterproofer on it, and it's not going to happen again. But we're renovating the place.
We're renovating.
Not restoration, we're renovating. They play on words, that's the important one. Resilience, no, it's not resilient, we're smashed. Yeah.
Is there any last words you can sort of leave with Lismore?
We need the strength, and we've got the strength. We just all got to stand up united. and we can do this. It's not, don't be phased by scared tactics or anything like that.
Murray, thanks so much for all your hard work, man.
Yeah, no, that's all right. No worries, buddy.
Yeah, I hope to see you around soon,
I'm part
brother.
of the community as well.
Yeah.
Good on you, Scotty.
Yeah, cheers, brother.
Cheers, buddy.
Wow, I just learned a whole bunch just then. So great to see the motivation and determination by a lot of these people rebuilding Lismore, or should I say renovating Lismore. Stay tuned, more chats with locals to come. Look after yourselves and keep it real.